There was different things that happened during my childhood that were like traumatic events. My parents got a divorce when I was in 2nd grade. When I was in middle school, my dad got into some trouble with the law, and we actually had to be taken from the home. We finally got to move back home, and my dad was around. He just he would go to his girlfriends or go wherever, and I just felt like I was always by myself there. And then when I was in college, my mom passed away from alcoholism, and I was in the hospital room when they pronounced her dead and stuff. So there was always good things there too. So, but it was hard to see when all that stuff was happening. So when the stuff happened with my dad, we had to go to counseling, and I knew what I had to say to go back home. I never dealt with things from my past. I never talked to anybody about it. I was holding on to that weight. Like, I was a lot of anxiety and depression, and I didn't know what to do with it. When somebody came along and kind of gave me influence on drugs that could make you happy, I kind of, just fell for it because I didn't have any other method or coping method, so that helped. I started off, with pain pills, and then it escalated from there, and like all I was thinking about is where I was gonna get the next score, I guess, and so that was my life now. There was one incident where I was actually at a gas station, and I was in the bathroom, and I did it in there, and then I came out and I made it outside, and I passed out on the sidewalk, and luckily somebody there called 911, and they had to shoot me up with Narcan, and I came back, but it could have been so much worse than that. Once you're in that spot, you just don't know how to get out of it. And I did some time after that, and I came back out, and I kept doing the same thing, and I ended up getting in trouble again from stealing from one of my jobs, and to support my habit. And I was on probation at that time, and my PO I had to do 3 months in county, and then she set me up for a probation, like a rehab that was at a minimum security prison, actually. So they always say, like when you're at your lowest, that's when you turn to your faith at the most. And it's funny how you're like surrounded by people constantly when you're locked up, but I felt so alone, like I've never felt before, and I didn't know where else to turn, and and I didn't know where else to reach, and that's when I turned to God, and I prayed, and I asked Him to help me through it all. So I started coming to Hope because my sister invited me along, and we signed up for first group. And in first group, obviously, with everything going on, I just got out. I was still trying to figure myself out, and the people in the group were just so accepting and just so loving and so supportive. And in first group, I actually got pregnant during that time. So I was just with my past, being an addict, and then I was pregnant. Like, it just wasn't a good story to tell, I guess. People, could judge it a lot from that point. And I just remember there was a couple that prayed for me when I told the group that I was pregnant, and they prayed for me. They came to my baby shower, and they chose to believe in me and support me, and I thought that was amazing, that for them to take somebody that they really didn't know and to show their support and their love, I just thought was beautiful, and I didn't see that before in the world. I wanted to turn to God and see what I could do in this life here, what He wanted me to do, follow that lead, and I was okay with where He was going to lead me, what He was going to do for my life, and what He needed me here for. Now I just look at what I can do to better the world, to do what God wants me to do, and hopefully have Paisley follow my footsteps and make a better life for her, and just make the changes that I can personally in this world. And now when I think about it, I have peace, and my heart is full. It feels like a weight's been lifted off of me now.